warning here. So for writing, we're going to create that blurb that would appear on the back of a book and this book in particular is Marcy and the Riddle of the Sphinx, the story that we looked at yesterday. We plotted out on a story map and hopefully you know really well. I have included on the website a little guide to writing blurbs. It gives you a few little clues, questions to help you along. You don't have to use that at all. Please don't print it out and fill it in. Just answer into your books, or if you feel confident, write into your books the blurb straight away. And we're looking for somewhere between 60 to 100 words here for a blurb. It needs to be a decent amount, but not too much that it would put people off from reading your book. So things that we're going to think about is this, the help sheet might help directs us to think about are where would the book be set, and we know that from the bit that we've read so far about Marcy and the Riddle of the Sphinx. We know what our hero would be like, so we can include that in our blurb. The arch villain of the book, we don't know that yet. We know there is some kind of adventure, but we don't know the arch villain, so maybe that is something we need to think about or adapt and talk about the problems that Marcy faces, her fears that she has to face in this book. There's themes in the books that we want people to think about. The theme here being that it's a series of books, The Adventures of the Brownstones, and that there is a character wanting to overcome a fear by going on an adventure. And then finally, what would the plot involve? I think we know where that's going based on the other questions that we've answered. So make sure you give enough information to your readers to interest them, but don't give away too much that they won't want to read the book because you've told them everything already. Hopefully we've helped you with that. We've only given you the first part of the story, so you couldn't give away all of the content just yet, but try not to tell them everything that's happened so far. Just keep it a little bit vague in places. So we're moving on to dividing 3-digit numbers by 1-digit numbers today, using very similar methods to yesterday and exploring numbers in a very similar manner. Again, we're going to use White Rose Maths for this. They've done some videos to support us and some activities that follow on, and it's done really well. So I'll just remind you again how to get there. So going onto the White Rose Home Learning site, scrolling down to the bottom looking for those pink boxes, we would like summer term week 3, the week commencing the 4th of May. We actually want lesson 4 this time, so there's a video and activities for lesson 4 this time. Again, if you don't feel you need to look at the video to access these problems, that's fine, but it is there to support you if you are unsure of what to do and how to complete these tasks, so please use it if you need it there, okay? So for science, we need to start putting some concepts together. We know about vibrations for sound, and we also know about the ear, the human ear in fact, and how it detects sound. So now let's start looking at the animal kingdom and seeing what other animals are capable of. So I've given us a few independent activities to do, one of which being on the slide here next to us. It's animal ears and their positions. So we need to look at these pictures. We need to talk about the animal's ears, and how they prick up. So an animal's ears, when it pricks up, we're talking about when they stand on end, when they hear something, when they look like they are almost hunting. We need to talk about why we think that happens. Why do they prick their ears up like that? We want to talk about animals that move their ears in different ways, perhaps when they hear sounds, or when they are feeling scared, or even alert and hunting. And we want to talk about why we think those things happen. After that, we're going to write down a little concept, an idea that we've created based upon these questions. So I've given you a sentence there, and we're thinking about scientific language. We're going to finish the sentence, I think animals prick up their ears because. Why do you think they prick up their ears? Why do you think it's beneficial for them to do that? Why do so many animals' ears move unlike ours, which are stationary? Okay, so our second activity, our second investigation that we'd like to look at is animals' ears. So we've got some animals' ears here. We want to think about their shape. And what do we notice about the shape of the animals' ears in these pictures? we'd like to think about why that is. Why is it that they have this shape? Is there a reason they've got this shape that's quite common in animals? And then we're going to complete the sentences below to help us summarise what we've thought, what we've found out from looking at these pictures. So have a good study of them, look at the shape of them, think about how that could help them, and then we need to put into words our understanding and what we've developed here, what we've thought of. So I'd like you to note down what you've noticed about the ears and why you think that is so. Why have they got that shape ear? Why does that help us or help these animals in their natural habitats? So the final activity finally on this video, there are a few more activities to do with the sound and investigating how our ears work. It's called speed of sound, and in this picture you've got an aeroplane. All I'm going to be asking you to do making a lot of noise as it flies through the air, and finish people's opinions, observations that they've made. So it's called drawing the speed of sound. First observer who says, "It's up there. You can see the plane if you look in front of where the sound appears to be coming from." And then we've got another observer who tells us that you have to look behind where the sound comes from. And then another observer who says, "I'm just going to look where the sound is coming from." Which one of these people is right, do you think? And why do you think that they're right? Do we look in front of where the sound is to be able to see the plane? Do we look behind where the sound is? Or do we look where the sound is coming from? There's no wrong answers here, it's just an opinion that we're going to form. It could be tested when you next hear a loud noise. You can think about, do you look in front of that noise, where that noise appears to be coming from? Do you look where that noise seems coming from? Or do you look behind where that noise is coming from? And this could change depending on circumstances as well, remember, and this might be something to do with the distance between the observers and the thing making the noise in this particular picture. So be careful with that. It's a discussion point. Make sure you discuss it. Write down your observation if you've made one, and think about finding some sources that could help you with that. There is a particular rule in science about this to do with speed of light and sound that could help you understand this a little bit better. So good luck with discussing that and finding out a little bit more about sound, and I hope you've enjoyed these little activities. Like I say, there are a few more on the website if you'd like some extras.